I'm jealous
of
Zendaya and Robert Patterson.
fair.
I'm jealous. That's fair. It should have been me. Should have been me.
Hello, welcome to another edition of Popcorn Bucket List. And, I'm going to be honest here. I had this whole intro written out where I was going to do like a sort of a Mario spoof to my name, and none of it worked here. So I'm just trying to say here, we're talking Mario here this week. And joining me today is a friend of the show, David, essentially our video game expert. I guess we can kind of officially call you that here, I suppose. So, yeah, well, thanks for coming back on the show. I haven't kept track, but I feel like you might be in top 3 for guest appearances. I feel like
you mean top 1 because I'm the best.
I don't want to say it for sure. You could be.
I could be. No,
I think you're for sure top 3. You're for sure top 3 as far as number of appearances. I feel like,
but I'm the best one though.
Anyways, moving on here. I'm just kidding. No, we're glad to have you on here once again. We were going to have you on regardless whether or not Meyerberg was going to be on here this week. So thanks for filling that chair. But we were going to have you on anyway here, so just kind of timed out pretty good like that. So yeah, let's get into talking some Mario here. It's a pretty big weekend for Nintendo here, so that's going to be the subject for today's opening spotlight here, talking about the best Nintendo characters. And yes, we have the Super Mario Galaxy movie coming out. However, we are opening it up to Nintendo characters. I think we're going to talk a little bit more about this when we kind of talk about the movie here, but Nintendo has quite a wide range of characters here. Many of them are sort of focused in, or a lot of people probably saw a lot of them kind of clashing during like Super Smash Bros. And stuff like that. Spoiler alert here. I think you and I both are kind of in the same boat here. This new movie might be setting up a future spinoff movie like that. So we kind of want to get ahead of this and start talking about some of our favorite characters and see if any of these make it to the roster, so to speak, of Super Smash Bros. Movie here. But yeah, let's just do a real simple kind of top 3 here. Although I know for you, as being a little bit more of a fan, it was hard for you to come up with a top 3. So you do have an honorable mention here. So let's just kind of get into the discussion here. Talk about some of our favorite Nintendo characters. David, what's your honorable mention?
So I originally had 3 honorable mentions, but I'll cut it down to 1. So my honorable mention is all of Gen 7 Pokemon. After Gen 7 Pokemon came out, I feel like every Pokemon design after Gen 7 just went downhill. If you notice the most recent Pokemon games, there's really no cohesion in the character designs and even the Pokemon designs. And I hope this new Pokemon game that comes out brings back that same feeling I had in Gen 7 where it's like just Hawaii, and cool ideas like the Ultra Beast and everything else. There's a cohesion with all the Gen 7 Pokemon that I really like that they haven't been able to replicate since.
Yeah, I think Gen 7 is interesting. I kind of feel like for me, Gen 6 was kind of one of the last ones, but Gen 7 I do think is good because it does have a few kind of interesting variants, and I do find that a little bit interesting. But I think as far as, I don't know, I kind of taper off after around Gen 6, but I'm kind of with you. I'm curious to see what they come up with in this next round here for sure. But yeah, like I said, let's get into the actual meat of the discussion here. Some of the best Nintendo characters. Again, a simple ranking, top 3 here. Kind of put them on a little Olympic podium here. So bronze, silver, gold. And I didn't really give any sort of parameters as far as how do we define best. I was kind of curious just what you came up with, what I came up with. There's just a lot of characters to go over here. So let's just see which ones we cover here. Let's start with bronze here. David, what is your number 3 pick?
Oh, man, I wanted you to go first, but since I'll go first, my number 3 pick is Samus from the Metroid series. Samus, when I was thinking about the best Nintendo characters, the first thing that came to mind was, what's the best Nintendo character with the best character development? And the more I thought about it, the more easier it became to narrow down a character. Because sure, you can say Link has the best character development that's owned by Nintendo, but there's so many time shenanigans throughout his whole run that it's very inconsistent to see how he grows as a character. And you could say the Fire Emblem series, there's a lot of character development, but that series is just too bloated for its own good. So my number 3 pick for the best Nintendo character is Samus, and you gotta imagine when that big reveal happened, when they revealed that she was actually a girl. You must have imagined.
Yeah, so catch me up a little bit on the history there, because I do believe I've played at least one of the games or whatever, but was it in that first game that they revealed that, or did they kind of hold on to that for a while?
I'm not quite sure of the Metroid series lore, but it's one of the early games. I can't confirm. I'm not that well versed with the Metroid lore, but it could have been the first or second one that they revealed that Samus was actually a girl. And hey, you can't go wrong with badass women representation, in general.
Fair enough. So for my bronze pick here, I am going to go with a little bit more of a mainstream one here, I feel like. But the more I was actually kind of reading this into this one a little bit, I was like, yeah, let's put this one in here. I'm going to say Donkey Kong. Mainly because as I was kind of thinking about this, he's kind of Donkey Kong is to Nintendo as Venom is to Marvel. He started off as the bad guy. He was just straight up another villain, just, sort of a Bowser type, I guess, or whatever. But now he's sometimes on the good guy side. He's still a little rough around the edges, and that adds a little bit to his character and everything like that. But he's got a family and all that sort of stuff here. He's spun off into his own heroic ventures and all that sort of stuff. So there's things you can do with him, much like Venom in the Marvel series, where it's like, okay, there's, he's sometimes still the bad guy. Sometimes he's the good guy. There's a little bit of complexity there to him. So at first I was kind of like, oh, Donkey Kong, he's just a name but there's not a lot about him. But then as I was kind of reading a little bit more about it, I was like, well, yeah, he did start as a bad guy. Now he's grown since then. So I'm going Donkey Kong for my bronze pick here.
I was thinking about Donkey Kong too. He's kind of like the OG homie. He's like the OG villain that turned into a homie, Because even in his older show that he had, he wasn't portrayed as a villain, more like a aloof main character. And I feel like over time, they kind of made Donkey Kong more smarter than he actually is, which I really like to see in his character, especially with the Seth Rogen edition in his portrayal. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The DK rap. Yeah. Can't go wrong with the DK rap. Oh, when that came up in the first movie, I was losing my mind. That was so epic.
Let's move on to Silver here, essentially our second favorite character. David, what do you got for Silver?
So this was a bit harder. My first pick was Samus, which was kind of a niche pick. But my second pick, I was more confident in. My second pick is Kirby from the Kirby franchise. Not only because he has a rich history with the company, but also what would come to be Smash Brothers as well. But Nintendo has always been on a positive streak with Kirby. Not only because every idea they present with him has not only been innovative, but very creative in general. They always find a new way to enhance the gameplay with different ideas. Like one game, Kirby's in a mech. The second game, he's eating cars and he's becoming a car for some reason. And he's always fighting gods. Like Kirby is literally among the strongest characters in fiction. Like straight up, I'm not even joking. Like he fights gods every Monday. Like it casually. Like he fights them and kills them and he's done. It's like he's just so amazing, and they make so many innovative and creative ideas with him and his gameplay and his iconic ability to copy other people and other things and steal their abilities for himself was just like a cherry on top for his character and who Kirby is as a individual.
I will admit, I think for the longest time I kept getting Kirby and Jigglypuff kind of mixed up there. But you're right. In a weird way, he has sort of his own sort of branch where it is just him. Whereas every other of these characters kind of have to rely, like, you know, Mario is Mario, but usually it's kind of like Mario, Luigi. Pokemon, you have a group of Pokemon. You know, it seems like a lot of these characters have sort of these sidekicks or whoever that kind of support them. Kirby's just Kirby. And you, even if like, I really don't know any of like the story or the lore. You're bringing up like he's fighting gods. I didn't even know that, but I kind of know of his power set a little bit. And it is kind of like, it is such a unique power set that does kind of lend to a little bit more of creativity and originality as you bring up. So yeah, I really like that pick. That's a good one. My silver, I am actually going to pick Samus on this one here for a lot of the same reasons you talked about here, but the main one kind of being like the first big female character, not just really for Nintendo, but really for the gaming industry in general, as far as sort of blazing a trail there. And like you said, the fact that they just kind of held on to that secret, that is such a A+ move right there. Cause I feel like the creators of this character knew. They were like, well, if we just present her as a female right away, people aren't going to be as interested in it because toxic masculinity has always existed and all that sort of stuff. But if we're like, hey, we just kind of, they didn't lie. They just didn't tell us the full truth necessarily. And then they were like, oh, you love this character? You like this? You're invested in it now? Well, how about this? And it was like, well, it's too late now. We love this person anyway. So, yeah, I think it's just kind of an interesting story there. And like I said, a little bit of a trailblazer. But let's move on to the top here. Talk about Gold, aka our first, aka the best of the best. This is essentially what you think is the best Nintendo character. I'm really curious to see what you come up with here, David. Hit us with it.
Do you have a guess?
Do I have a guess?
What do you think I put down?
What I could see you. I'm trying to think if you would go mainstream, if you're gonna pick some like off the cuff one. Because if it's an off the cuff one, I'm not gonna have any guess. Star Fox? I don't know.
Nope.
Okay.
So if Samus was kind of like the badass rep, from one extreme to like the Metroid series, which was really gritty and violent, it still is. But having a badass female representation on one end in that environment and having an adorable puffball, you know, that just kills God, but like everything's very cutesy, I decided to see if we can find a middle ground. Who is a protector? Who is always on your side? Who is always eating, you know, like, and what's something cool about that character that you can always recognize, or like who's iconic like that can kind of like be in the middle of that spectrum? Well, my first thought led me to the Super Mario Bros. Franchise because, you know, iconic.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And then I thought about Donkey Kong. He's the GOAT. He could be in top 3, but I'm like, nah, he's not as good as other Mario characters. And so I kept thinking Bowser Jr., nah, he's not really. Bowser, he's pretty cool, but Mario and Luigi, I feel like they can't do that much by themselves alone. So the best Nintendo character is Yoshi.
All right.
Yoshi, every iteration of Yoshi is iconic. Once he came out in Super Mario World, he not only changed the identity of Mario, but also the gameplay and just the whole franchise as a whole, in my opinion, more than any other character has. Rosalina comes in a close second to that, but I still think Yoshi is more important to the Mario franchise than Rosalina could ever be, in my own opinion. I know people get mad, but yeah, Yoshi just got it like that. You can't have a Mario game without including Yoshi, you know?
I was going to say, do you consider Yoshi a better sidekick to Mario than Luigi? I'm kind of putting you on the spot here. I'm just curious your opinion here, I guess.
Yoshi's not a sidekick.
Okay, let me rephrase it. Do you consider Yoshi a better like side-by-side companion to Mario than Luigi?
I wouldn't even say he's a side-by-side friend.
Okay, who would you rather be on an adventure with, Mario and Yoshi or Mario and Luigi?
Just Yoshi.
Oh, just Yoshi.
Just
Screw
Yoshi.
Mario. Okay, put him to the side. All right.
Yeah, because like when you think Mario, you think of him riding Yoshi.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
right? Because that's his. That's his.
You're saying Yoshi deserves more respect.
No, Yoshi. How should I say it? Yoshi as a concept is far more better than what Mario could ever be. If that makes sense.
You heard it here first, folks. All right.
Yeah, sorry,
I love
Mario.
it. No, I love it. I love it.
Sure, Cat Mario comes close. Cat Mario.
Yeah.
He comes close, but there's like, think about it. Yoshi on the same league as Mario? Doesn't seem right.
I'm curious with this new movie coming out because we are going to see Yoshi here. I got a feeling that he's going to do some pretty cool things without Mario, and he's going to save Mario's butt here a few times. I got a feeling this new movie, your point's going to be proven here, I feel like. But yeah, Yoshi. I love that pick. That's a good one. Mine for gold. Look, I'll admit, I'm not as big of an expert on this stuff as you are here. I won't ever claim otherwise. So did I pick this one mainly out of familiarity? Yeah. Do I still kind of stand by it? Also, yeah. I'm going with Pikachu from Pokemon. I think as recognizable as a lot of the Mario franchise is, I feel like Pokemon in general is maybe a little bit more recognizable, and more specifically Pikachu. Even if you've never played a Pokemon game, if I showed you Pikachu, you'd probably be able to guess that's Pikachu. But also, I don't know. I love as you were kind of describing Yoshi, there was a part of me that thought you were going to take Pikachu here because some of those kind of described Pikachu as well. You know, he's kind of cute. He's eating all the time, that sort of stuff. But also he is a loyal side-by-side guy with you there. And also he's electric type, so you never have to have a phone charger ever in your life again. So just a little help in that there, I suppose. So yeah, is it the mainstream one? Yes, 100%. But I'll still stand by that as my gold pick. Plus the shiny version is kind of like a tinted yellow, so it actually kind of looks like gold. Kind of.
I don't know what to say about that.
I'm stretching there a little bit on that one.
I don't know. Excuse me.
But those are our picks for best Nintendo characters. Let us know if you agree or disagree with them, or let us know what your favorite Nintendo character is in the comments down below. Hello and welcome to another edition of Nerd Bracket.
Nerd Bracket, baby! It's so crazy. That is so crazy. How about we have an arm wrestling tournament over which one of those wins?
Sweep the leg!
That's a good match. That's a good match.
No! I'm ready to fight!
This is my favorite sports movie of all time.
I'm really surprised with this Final Four right now.
Welcome to Nerd Bracket.
All right, let's move on here to the weekly preview, talking about all the movies coming out this week, one of which will already be out by the time this video gets out here, but a very, very important one here. Kind of the main reason why we wanted to have you on here, because I think you're going to add a lot of insight to here. Coming out Wednesday, April 1st. We're recording this on a Tuesday, so part of me still almost feels like that they said April 1st just so it's an April Fool's Day joke, and they're going to wait till Friday to release it. By the time you see this, we'll either know whether or not I'm correct in that assumption. But coming out here this week, the Super Mario Galaxy movie. This is coming to theaters, rated PG. It is the sequel to the smash hit. Mario and Luigi return to take on a new challenge, this time taking place in space. I just really wanted to do that. I'm going to add a little echo to it. Yeah. In space.
I caught that Smash reference though.
Thank you. That was yeah, I was kind of sneaking it in there, a little Easter egg there for you. I thought you'd appreciate that.
I did.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let you kind of take it over here. What do you think about this one? What are your thoughts?
I'm surprised it's not longer, because I was looking at the runtime and it's only an hour and 40 minutes.
Like hour 30, hour 40, I think, give or take.
That's got me worried. Not worried on like the quality or the story that they're gonna tell. I'm just worried it'll be too bloated. Because looking at the trailers and everything, there's a lot of content. Like, even Mario fans and, like, just people like Nintendo, they'll be like, oh, that's from this and this and this. But if you can't appreciate references, like, really, like, let it sink in, I feel like some things are going to go underappreciated under that runtime. And especially with the Galaxy game itself, has really big concepts. Like, it expanded the Mario franchise as a universe, which helped the Mario franchise expand into new ideas. So I think the thing I'm most worried about is that there's too much crammed in so little time. But I think what they're doing is that they're already setting up for a third movie, which makes a lot of sense why Star Fox is in it, Fox McCloud, Rob's in it, the Pikmin are in it. Like, those aren't Mario franchise characters. Those are Nintendo characters in a Mario movie. So I think knowing that they're making a Zelda live-action movie next year, I believe, I think they're already setting up for, like you said before, like a Smash Brothers movie. The only thing they'd really be missing is a F-Zero movie or a Metroid movie, and then you can already make that Smash Bros movie with the original, what was it, 8? So,
yeah, I think that's what you said. It was 8 before, but kind of surprised they haven't made a Samus movie before. I mean, Alien franchise is pretty popular. I think that would do very, very well. It's interesting. I want to go back to the runtime here real quick because I did double check. The first Mario movie was also only about an hour 32. So it is about the same runtime as the last one here. Did you feel like there was enough or not enough in that first one, do you think? Or
for the first movie, if you watched it, assuming you watched it, Luigi's not very present in that movie. It's called the Super Mario Bros. Movie, but it's more like the Mario and Peach movie, you know?
I'm pretty sure that Ghost trapped in prison has more runtime than Luigi at some point.
Yeah, like, I'm pretty sure the maniacal Starmie, the star, the Luma, has more screen time than Luigi.
Yeah,
so
he kind of got pushed aside there for that one.
But
I think Bowser has more screen time than Luigi in the movie too.
But I think they're gearing up for a Luigi's Mansion show.
Oh, you think so?
After, because they were talking. I saw Chris Pratt and Charlie Day interview where they're like, yeah, they're gonna be together in this movie. But even then, there's still not a lot of Luigi. You're cramming in Yoshi. You're cramming in Bowser Jr. You're cramming in Rosalina. You're cramming in characters from Super Mario Bros. 2. Like, that's why I'm worried about, like, they're trying to put, if the first movie was focusing on Mario's early history and the second movie is focusing on the galaxy onward history of Mario, I feel like they're cramming too much into too little time. Like, I would have liked this movie to be 2 hours just to flesh out some characters, because I feel like in this movie we're not going to get the full potential of some characters that are really hyped to see, like Yoshi, Rosalina, Bowser Jr., you know. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you here. I felt like it was a very interesting move in your second movie to kind of go not only galaxy, but it's not necessarily a multiverse kind of thing, but it's kind of like a similar concept where it's like, okay, you have these different worlds and all that sort of stuff going on here. It does seem a little early for that. That being said, we got a lot of returning actors here. You've already listed a lot of the characters and everything. Chris Pratt, Charlie Day, Anya Taylor-Joy, Keegan-Michael Key, and Jack Black. I am looking forward to seeing him as Bowser again here, but we do have a lot of new players. Donald Glover will be voicing Yoshi, and Glenn Powell as Star Fox. What do you think of those? Help me understand, because Yoshi doesn't talk generally. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yoshi does talk.
He does? Okay. I guess I just haven't seen him talk in these trailers yet. So.
Yep. So Yoshi's voice actor, actually, since the very beginning, was a Japanese employee from Nintendo. I think it was either the producer or like his main character designer that came up with Yoshi. He's voiced Yoshi up to this movie. So there's a lot of speculation that he was going to continue his role, but adding Daniel Glover, oh my God. I think they saw the Chris Pratt Mario announcement a couple years ago, and they're like, we need Daniel Glover to be Yoshi. So, Yoshi does speak. If you're an OG Nintendo fan and you've watched the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, you're goated. It's Mama Luigi to you, Mario. It's Mama Luigi to you, Mario.
I was going to say that's a deep cut reference right there. What do you think of Glenn Powell as the Fox character here?
They announced his voice actor?
Just like a couple days ago.
Who's Glenn Powell?
The guy from Twisters.
Oh, that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds about right. I want to hear do a barrel roll.
Yeah, so this was something you were talking about here before. I actually didn't know that. So yeah, explain a little bit more. It seems like this Star Fox character is going to be pretty important here. So explain a little bit more of his significance here in the Nintendo world and how that might relate to this movie.
So, Fox McCloud is the main character of the Star Fox series owned by Nintendo. It originally released on the Nintendo 64. I think I might be wrong on that, but I do know it's one of the first 3D tactical fighters. Like you're in a ship in a 3D environment and you're trying to shoot other ships. And he's very interesting as a character. If I had to explain Fox McCloud's character, it's imagine Star Fox as Top Gun but with animals, basically. That's the best way I can explain it to
makes a little bit more sense why they got Glenn Powell since he was in that Top Gun movie. I guess
Star Fox is basically Top Gun in space.
I feel like we just pitched Top Gun 3. I mean, Tom Cruise wants to shoot a film in space or whatever right now. Top Gun 3 in space. I feel like they make $1 billion right there.
That's right there. Glenn Powell's already
hit us up, Hollywood. We got you. So before we move on here, just what are some of your final thoughts on this one here? You looking forward to it? Not looking forward to it? What do you kind of hope out of it here?
I think I'm going to love it. I think what they're going to do is they're going to start incorporating more Mario themes. Like the Sonic franchise, how it went from, realistic into like actual Sonic lore and it finally became good. I think Nintendo and Illumination will start doing the same thing. It started with, basic Mario things, creating their own story, more realistic, they start in Brooklyn. And then they're going to start with this one, incorporating more Mario elements and lore, which will make the experience feel more gratifying. Kind of like K-pop Demon Hunters.
Very good. So yeah, like I said, that'll already be out by the time this episode comes out here. Some other movies here to look forward to this weekend. We're going to talk about real quick here. Friday, April 3rd, got the premiere of The Drama. This one's coming straight to theaters, rated R. Robert Pattinson and Zendaya star in this romantic drama where this couple is eagerly counting down the days till their wedding. Eager turns into hesitation, however, after a big secret gets revealed. The huge selling point to this movie is, okay, what is the secret? There's something that's said here and all that, and everyone, like the whole vibe of the room changes pretty quickly. This is pretty big, I guess, but they've done very good at not spoiling it in the trailers at the very least. So, unfortunately, the secret has been spoiled for me. I'm not going to say it here, obviously.
No, you got to tell me.
I'm not going to say it.
You got to tell me.
I'll tell it to you off camera.
Is it like spicy? Is it something?
It's kind of bad.
Is it something freaky?
No,
or
not,
is it something murderous.
If I had to give a clue, it's leaning more towards the deadly kind, I guess.
I'm going to guess it right now, and you're going to tell me if I'm right, okay?
Okay, yeah, sure.
She admits she killed her brother.
No, that's not it. I don't know what it is, but I like it when Robert Pattinson gets to use his natural accent and voice. We hear him as the Batman. We heard him as Edward Cullen all that time. He had to pull up. But when it's just him doing like his regular British accent.
He's British?
Yeah. He's like,
I didn't know that.
Well, I mean, if you're listening to him in this one, his like how he talks is like how he actually talks. I don't think he's doing any character really or anything like that. So I don't know. It just seems a little bit more natural. It seems like he's letting loose, even though this is a very much more dramatic movie. I feel like, ironically enough, but I don't know. What are your thoughts on this one?
I'm jealous
of
Zendaya and Robert Patterson.
Fair.
I'm jealous. Fair. It should have been me. Should have been me. Would you
be willing to deal with the drama?
I'd be willing to deal with the drama.
You don't even know what the drama is. You don't know.
I just know it's more leaning towards the murder side and not the freaky side. Oh, and I think they have terrible friends. I think that will be the driving force of the movie from what I watched.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of aspects that are really interesting in this one here. But this is essentially the first movie of what I'm calling the year of Zendaya. She's got like 4 or 5 of these things coming out here. And this is going to be like one of the lower ones as far as like box office and everything like that. But I still think that's just kind of a testament to the year she's going to have here. So,
well, she got married, so I don't think she cares.
Well, we don't know if she got married.
I thought she confirmed she got married.
I think it's still like they're not expressly saying it because they don't want to admit people were right about it. And they're
They
like,
got
hey,
married.
they're like, hey, that was a private thing. Like, I don't like you guys guessing this and making AI videos of it.
They
Like,
got
that was a
married.
thing.
They got married.
I don't know. They're just living their life, whatever.
I'm happy for them actually.
Yeah, no, good
I
for
ship
them.
it.
Good for them. Also coming out this weekend here, we got A Great Awakening. This one's also coming out to theaters, rated PG-13. Based on, I actually looked this up. This is based on a true story here of a man named George Whitfield, who's a very charismatic preacher, comes to the 13 colonies in the 1700s, time period, ends up teaming up with Benjamin Franklin. We all know who that guy is, to cause a religious awakening in the colonies. Didn't know a lot about this going into this here. I guess, someone like Benjamin Franklin probably knew a lot of people in his day, I suppose, but probably didn't get to all of them in the textbooks, I suppose. But I don't know. What are our thoughts on this one?
I'm actually very disappointed. Actually, when I think Ben Franklin, the goat,
The founding father goat?
one of the founding specifically Ben Franklin compared to all the other founding fathers.
Yeah, no, I'm saying he's the
like
goat of the founding fathers.
Thomas Jefferson's pretty.
He's on the
goated.
$100 bill and he wasn't even president. That is goat material.
I think he is because that's the highest bill you can have is him.
Bro wasn't even a president.
I think
That's
he's
like
more
being
of
called the greatest
weirdo.
of all time without ever winning a championship. You had to do something pretty special to do that.
You know how every group has a weirdo in their group? Like,
Oh, yeah, he definitely was a weirdo.
He 100%
He's the
was the weirdo
Yeah, he
of
was.
the founding fathers.
No, he definitely was. I'll give you that.
I feel like the GOAT status goes more to Thomas Jefferson, and the weirdo status, because you need a weirdo in every group, goes to Ben Frank.
I feel like I'd give it to John Adams. Not for any reason, just feels
Why,
weird.
John?
I don't know. Just something about him. Feels weird to me. I don't know.
I think that's more of a personal
Yeah,
bias.
that might be.
I think that's more of a
I
personal
should probably
bias.
unpack that some other time.
But you get what I mean.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But I'm kind of disappointed, though, because it's not focused on Ben Frank, really. Like,
Well, I don't think it's meant to be.
I know, but that's what disappoints me.
You
Like-
want a Ben Franklin movie?
Yeah, I just want a Ben Franklin movie because it's like he's the weirdo goat. Like he's different from any other founding father. He has so much lore. Why just limit it to this?
That's an interesting point.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, no, I see where you're coming from there for sure. It has been a minute since I feel like we got a good Ben Franklin movie, so I don't know. Surprised the National Treasure movies didn't mention any of this story, though, however. But let's wrap up the weekly preview here with one more movie here, just simply called Pizza Movie. Interesting title here for sure. This one's coming straight to Hulu. 2 college students take some lesser known, we'll call it psychedelic tablets, because I don't know what I can actually say on YouTube and not get in trouble or whatever. But they take these little things that mess with your mind, only to find out after taking them that you need to eat pizza along with it. It's kind of part of the whole thing here, I guess, very specific. What follows is a mind-blowing sort of drug comedy, and all in a quest for pizza. And I will say, I can relate to this story a little bit. I myself
to the drug part or to the pizza part?
to the pizza part.
Oh, okay,
I just
okay.
wanted to say that to make my mom a little nervous there watching right
just
now.
wanted to make sure that.
No, I can relate to being desperate for pizza. I can relate to that part.
That desperate?
I mean, there's just sometimes where it's late at night and it's like
You're
wanna-
crawling on all fours, reaching out to a pizza.
No, not like I just like really wanting pizza that bad.
Oh, okay.
I
not
can relate
like
to
dying,
that part.
like you're
no,
dying.
no.
But they're dying for the pizza, so that's what you're insinuating.
I just really want pizza right now. I'm now
I
hungry.
feel that.
I'm hungry for that, I suppose.
I'd be willing to die for a pizza.
Yeah, overall, this is supposed to be sort of like a psychedelic college comedy sort of thing. All kind of takes place in the dorm room for the most part here. I will say, I don't know what you think about this one. I didn't know if I didn't really laugh at this one as much here. I feel like, unfortunately. What are your thoughts? What do you think of this as far as a comedy movie goes?
I thought it was the reverse movie of the movie and show Limitless.
Oh, yeah.
You know
that's
how
a good point.
Limitless, you take a drug
and
it makes
you
you
get
like
heightened. Yeah. Yeah.
like super smart. You're the smartest person in the world.
This one's the opposite.
This one's the opposite. You take the drug, and you just die.
You just
You
it
just
shuts off your brain or whatever.
like, you have to.
That's an
it's
interesting.
like,
That would be such an interesting double feature, Limitless and Pizza movie. That'd be such a crazy
imagine a
double
movie
feature.
with both drugs.
Oh my gosh!
Imagine a movie with both drugs.
They would just cancel each other out. You'd just be normal. I feel
No,
like.
because you would have to find the most optimal way to find pizza as quickly as possible. And imagine if like the main bad guy puts you in a situation where there's no pizza. Exactly. That's what we're talking about.
That's no longer a comedy. That's a horror movie that we've made right there.
That's Saw
Hollywood.
Pizza
Hit us up. Hit us up. We got like 2 for you right here, right now. Yeah. As far as stars go, it does star one of the kids from Stranger Things. Also stars Daniel Radcliffe voicing a butterfly.
Butterfly effect.
No, just voicing a butterfly.
Yeah, I know. Butterfly effect.
Do you think that's gonna take place here in this? Okay. It might. I might just. I look. I don't really have interest in seeing this except for to see Daniel Radcliffe as a butterfly. If I'm going to be honest.
All right. Can I be put on cam 1?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Moral of the story. According to Netflix. Sorry. Restart that. Sorry, I gotta get serious again. Moral of the story. According to Disney. Do drugs, kids.
I mean, it is Hulu, so yeah, I guess essentially, yeah. From the Stranger Things kid and Disney.
Do drugs.
In college.
Yeah, that too.
All right, let's wrap up this episode like we usually do here with some number 1 recommends. Unfortunately, I had a super busy week/weekend, so I have not got a chance to see anything here recently. So, David, take us away. What do you recommend people should watch?
Watch Steel Ball Run. The best story ever made. I would say the best fictional story ever made. If not in the modern era, then probably ever. If you don't want to wait to watch it, just go read it too. Steel Ball Run is an incredible experience. It will change you as a person. I can guarantee you that. And you'll have a great time.
That's my praise right there. Yeah, so that's going to do it for us here on this episode of Popcorn Bucket List. Make sure to check out David's channel here, David Nader, I believe, if I'm saying that correct here. The link to that will be in the description down below here. David, what kind of things can people expect to find over there on your channel? What are some of the things you work on?
You can expect me to make either monthly or bi-monthly videos on there. So, yeah, if you're interested in anime news or video game news, you can come to my channel. You're welcome.
Sounds good. And as we are getting deeper and deeper into March Madness, probably many of your brackets are probably busted, so you might need a different bracket to get invested in. Check out our latest edition of Nerd Bracket, where we determine the best sports movie of the last 50 years. I will say, please check this one out. I put a lot of work into it because the runtime of the video is about 40 minutes, a little over that. The raw footage was an hour and 50. So I cut like over 50% of that just to get it to a manageable state here. So please go check that out. So that way my sleepless nights are worth a little bit something here. For myself, David, and Carter, we'd like to thank you so much for watching, and we will see you at the movies.